It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
Space. A vast, dark void in need of exploration. Yeah, right! Space isn't about exploring, it's about getting rich. What's the fastest way to get rich? By collecting the splinters of Yggdrasil for glorious bounty. Too bad it's also the quickest way to get dead. Join Mistress Craven and her crew of scantily clad scoundrels as they sail the stars in search of the splinters of Yggdrasil. Magic, mayhem, and miniskirts in space. Go to albochristly.com to learn more. See you soon, matey.
I like these calm little moments before the storm.
Money comes big, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not small, no, no, no.
Kiss my empire.
Oh, my darling, knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me.
Your coffee, sir.
Thanks, beautiful.
You're welcome.
This is a man's world.
Screw it, we'll do it live. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the coffee shop. We were out last week due to circumstances beyond our control. Like I didn't fucking feel like it. But welcome. So, extraordinary circumstances today. Tanner Hurley is still out, and he's not ill. He's just under a doctor's care while they diagnose what's going on with him. So, you know, he was instructed by his physician to limit his exposure to assholes. Therefore, he couldn't hang out with me. So I, you know, of course, I leaned on Kitty. She's produced before. Kitty, can you produce? No, she's at the DMV, standing in line and can't get out of there, surrounded by the smell of weed and BO. So, she can't be here either. So having no choice but to scrape the bottom of the barrel, I found this guy. What's up, Darren?
You made a mistake. A horrible, horrible mistake.
I gave him the keys to the car. God help us.
Oh, I'm going to wreak havoc today.
Good to see you, Darren. How the heck are you, buddy?
Feeling better. Feeling good. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm saying that now. Like, we haven't been hanging out all morning backstage just bullshitting because we have. But today is going to be all about, we're going to be talking to a friend of the show here, a prolific creator, your friend and mine. His name is the Laughing Rogue himself, Chris Brown. That's your cue, Darren. Bring him on.
Oh, that's my cue. Okay. There we go.
There he is.
I'm here to kick names and take ass.
Yes. Here. Take mine. How are you, buddy?
All right, you?
I'm all right. My smoker's hack is unusually rich and moist today, so I hope to be able to grace the stream with hacking up a fur ball for you.
What's the weather been there? I gotta ask.
This morning it was 34 degrees. It will be 70 here in about an hour.
Yeah, and they wonder why everybody's getting sick.
Right. Hey, Carrie, mine is these are allergies kicking my ass. What is that lady on the floor back there? Oh, a painting fell over. But it's in the shit pile, so it doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
Carrie, good to see you in the chat. Abo, good to see you. Listen.
You don't have a shit pile. What are you talking about?
All
your
do.
paintings are epic.
right there. Right there. That pile is cold. They can't all be winners, Jack. Now,
is that kindling?
You can paint over anything, right? And reuse the canvas. But at a certain point, as a painter, you recognize, oh, I get it. This canvas is cursed. No good painting will ever happen on this one, so it's got to go. Let's see. Carrie wants to know, a question for Doc and Aaron. You both written novellas. Why don't they have chapter or page numbers? I've already answered this question, Carrie. All right. The chapters thing, anything less than a novel doesn't get chapters. It's just one. It's basically an expanded short story. Page numbers, that was just a publisher's thing, the printer's thing, not mine. But I have made
page numbers.
So I did make a note that not only do I want page numbers going forward in my books, I want them in my comic books also. So I appreciate that feedback, Carrie. I truly do, because that kind of bothers me as well. I mean, how am I supposed to say to somebody, well, turn to page so-and-so and you'll read,
Yeah.
Right. I forgot mine didn't have pages. I just checked.
Well, maybe some of them do. Now, the book I'm working on right now, Jake Bishop, The Long Way Down, I'm aiming at 50 to 60,000 words, full-length novel. It'll have chapters, and I'm already numbering the chapters as I go, Carrie, just for you. Every time I come across a new chapter, I'm like, this is for Carrie. So, Chris,
yeah,
if you could just curb your enthusiasm for a minute.
I was going to say,
settle down, Chris.
Yeah, novellas often use the white space that would normally be reserved for chapter heading. They usually use that to separate.
Yeah, I have the asterisk breaks or a line break.
Yeah,
what do they call that thing? It's like an ornate border.
I know what you mean. I don't know the exact name of it.
Yeah, I don't either.
I use one too.
Yeah, but going forward, Carrie, if you promise not to bust my chops anymore, I'm numbering the chapters and the pages just for you, because I respond to what the backers say. Now, Chris.
Yes, that's me. I checked.
You've got a body of work behind you. So for those that are tuning in that might not know who you are, first of all, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you fell into this madness.
Speak of the devil. Hi. Yes, Chris Brown, not that one. Although I will beat you for a sandwich if you need me to. But it's special order. It might be a stretch goal. So long time ago, I mean, I've always liked telling stories, but back in '05, I wrecked a motorcycle, and I had a few months on my hands because I had a broken leg and a broken arm. So I decided, hey, I'm going to start writing. So I wrote a book called Survival. It was published. It was out there. It might even still be on Amazon. I don't even remember anymore. But yeah, from there I started, really getting into telling stories. In about 2012, I started playing what they call modern board games. Not just Monopoly, Parcheesi, that kind of thing, but ones with.
I've never played Parcheesi. I don't even know what it is.
It's all right. My nan used to love it. We used to play it all the time. Then she would call me a F-face hairball with eyes whenever she'd lose.
Oh, so there's another Chris Brown. Okay, all right.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But I found myself getting a bunch of different boxes out to play all these different kind of games. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have all my, the kind of board games I like all in one box. Well, horror, I grew up with horror since as long as I can remember. And I thought, well, what kind, I thought that would be a good setting for being able to introduce different gameplay styles into the box.
Sure.
Sure enough, we have everything from shuffleboard to tower defense to straight murder, find the clues, capture all kinds of good stuff, all in one box.
All right. So the first game you came up with that you saw it all the way through and put it into people's hands.
Yes.
What was that?
That was Slaughterville, the original Slaughterville. Yep.
The original Slaughterville, which takes place
in everybody's favorite town of fun and horror. It's where every horror movie takes place. And there's a story I like to tell with that first game is because the first campaign failed. Don't quit if it does. You know what I mean? Now 15 years later, here I am, still living with it. It's still going.
Yep. Now I've had the privilege of reading the novels, and this guy can write. Carrie is a fan. She says, I have enough enthusiasm for Chris's projects. You guys are eating up my need for more books from Chris. I need every book he has and has yet to write. High praise indeed.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm about to start on book 3 soon, because we're going to be launching book 2 at the end of May, right around middle to end of May.
Well, I mean, you basically write 500-page novel over a weekend, don't you? You're fucking fast.
Yeah.
God knows, man.
Yeah. I can get the basics down, a few hundred pages down in about 2 or 3 weeks. And then I'll spend the time after that tweaking and rereading and editing.
Yeah.
And then wanting to hang myself. And then.
Yes. Speaking of, I watched Mike Barron posted a video yesterday talking about writing, in particular novels. And he said, a serious novelist will crank out 3,000 words before lunch. So as soon as he said that, I went outside and jumped in front of a bus, and it failed to smear me across the pavement. So I came back in and got back on the keyboard. Actually, I'm dictating. I'm not typing because no. And I thought, God, man, 3,000, that's 6,000 a day. Did a little research. Both Stephen King and Tom Clancy have both stated around 2,000 words a day is what they shoot for, to earn their keep. And Darren was saying, who was it, Darren? Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
200 words a day. Who was that?
That was John Grisham, who said if you write 200 words a day in 1 year, you'll have a novel.
Yeah, and that comes out to about 76,000 words. We did the math. So this morning, Chris, I came back here at 5:30 in the morning, and I had 1,200 words before 9:30, and I went, well,
nice.
I can do this. Hey, Anthony, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. But having said that, Chris, I wrote a scene that I already had fully in my brain, and I'm dictating, so I just blah, 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 and there it is. Now I'm back up against the wall going, I don't know how to segue to the next part I've already got in my head. That's the hard part for me.
Yeah. That's one of the things I struggle with a lot too, and that's why I do outlines for every one. I will get the main points, then fill in the middle, and don't be afraid to throw them away as you go. Because if you're writing and you're like, no, this really wouldn't happen, it's a pile of crap, throw it in the garbage. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's that in between that trips me up. It's in between the meat. You know what I'm saying? I'll get there and go, how do I get to the next? I dare not, Chris, not one more time describe him getting dressed for work.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Have you ever seen pitch meetings?
Yes.
Ryan George. I never want to have it where they can say, well, so the movie can happen, right? Because I want the scenes to actually have a point. I want them to matter, you know?
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
Why did they do this? So the movie can happen.
Right,
or
exactly.
Because.
Yes, I don't want just because. I want reasons.
Yeah.
And sometimes, though, that's your enemy. You can overthink it and think yourself into a corner. And just a couple of days ago, I had done that very thing, and I was hanging out backstage with Max DeVille from Atrocity Press, and Max, he's all laid back. He's like, "Oh, fuck that, man! Just do this." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Damn, that made sense." So just that one little thing pushes me over, and I can keep going. You were going to say?
Yeah. I was going to say, you asked me yesterday, I believe, what the word count was for book 2. Book 1, I'll be honest with you, I don't remember. I think it was in the 60s. This one is 83,733 words.
Jesus Christ.
That's the new one.
That's a lot of writing, pal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now tell the truth. Are you dictating speech to text or are you typing?
No, I type. Yeah. And then what really gets me is I have to go back through and edit it and keep typing them. I bet you I've typed many, many more than 83,000 words, which again, we will, right? We will.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But I've already had carpal tunnel once on both.
Oh, see, I'm trying to avoid that. By my calculations, Chris, I will have written 120,000 words to get the 60,000 words of novel.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Just about, yep.
Again, Mike Barron said, when he goes back and he edits his work, he finds the more of me I take out of it, the better the story is. And I'm like, yeah, but there comes a point, Mike, when you got to get it across the finish line, and there has to be something there.
Yeah.
All right. So you crowdfunded the game before you crowdfunded the novel, didn't you?
Absolutely. Yes. We had the original Slaughterville. Then we had Slaughterville 2 that I made, which added more characters, locations, and villains. And then we did the director's cut, which was me taking... See, with Slaughterville, the original, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. But it was slow-paced. It took longer than it needed. It overstayed its welcome a little. So what I did is I took everything from the original and reworked it to be faster, deadlier, just like I did with Slaughterville 2, and I put it all into the director's cut, which is now the VLC campaign.
Right. Which
so
we're going to take a look
more
at here in just a minute.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But they're more dangerous. They're more violent and fun.
Yep. Now, people should know, Kerry, you're a fan, so you should know. It's not just Slaughterville that this man's done. There are other games, and I would assume at some point some other novels are going to fall behind these things.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about those other games.
So, one I was this close to making an RPG of, but then I saw somebody else already did it. So I'm like, well, I guess I can't. But I mean, I could. But that's Gods of Metal. Okay, Gods of Metal is a 1 to 4 player deck builder where you're a band member in a heavy metal band, and you're standing on stage and you're gathering your instruments, your costumes, your mascots, your stage effects, everything, and then you're building your deck with all of those.
Right.
All while trying to overturn song cards. So you're trying to actually make a heavy metal song while building up decibels on your instruments, so that when you build the song, boom, those decibels hit the overlords and the demons.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. And that's not the only game.
Nope, we have
but wait, there's more.
Gone Hunting is one that's a 1 to 4 player, family friendly hunting game. You're going to build your own hunting ground. Yeah. You're going to build your own hunting ground. You're going to go out. You're going to hunt the animals, stalk, kill, roll dice to hunt, and all that good fun stuff. That's one that I have a novel planned for.
Very nice.
But it may not go as people think because it's not just about hunting. It's the world weary man in the woods, and then the past comes back kind of a thing. And then,
but I got to keep in mind, Chris, you're a horror guy. So,
oh my God, yeah.
So at some point, there I am. I just want to get a nice whitetail 12-pointer,
mm-hmm.
and Jason's going to jump out and slash my throat. I just know it's going to happen.
Anything's possible. Anything is possible.
Not an ideal hunting trip.
No, which I guess is why, again, I loved Escargot. Don't get me wrong, but it did not do as well as my other ones because, like you mentioned, I'm the horror guy. This is what I do. So when people see that, it's not my built-in fan base.
Right.
I didn't know how to say that exactly.
Oh, wait a minute. Dog. You underestimate me. I have legally stalked this man since getting his book, which needs a spatula to get out of your hands, or it goes where I go and I walk into stuff. You've got a super fan.
Yeah.
And a stalker.
Which is awesome.
2 for the price of 1.
And then we did the Slaughterville RPG, which we play on Thursdays.
Yep.
We did, which I have book 2 for that coming out in September.
Now the Slaughterville game is played over on Pops' channel, Madness Comic Network.
Yep.
And that's every Monday at what time?
I'm sorry. The Slaughterville RPG is every Thursday at 11 a.m.
Thursdays at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Lori Calcaterra, Christy, I think, joined, didn't she?
Yeah, for a little bit. Yep.
Christy joined, and then Pops, and then of course Chris. And it's a fun watch. I'll put it on sometimes, Chris. I'm lurking, not commenting, but that's when I'm working, and I just need a distraction. So, what are you about to show me, Chris?
If I had a nickel for every time I lost something, I'd be.
If you had a
rich.
nipple,
but no, that too. But yeah, so these are some of the cards from the board game, like the sleeping bag, which we all know from Jason. Right. Have a heart. That kind of thing. Yeah, and this is the slasher. She's thinning the herd, which again, she's in the next book. And then the cabins, you're going to have somebody running a gauntlet. You might have a machete that you found, and what's neat is I will take these rope trap, and when I'm writing the books, right, because I want it to feel like part of the game. So I'll take these things and I will shuffle them up. What elements am I going to include? I'll pick 3 cards at random. That's what I'm going to help include into that scene of the forest or of the asylum or wherever we're at. So that kind of helps with that kind of story.
Yeah, and let me ask, since you bring that up.
Sure.
The Slaughterville game came out first of the novella. Did you use the cards to help write the novel?
Did you read her thing? I
did. I did. Listen, Carrie, you frightened me terribly.
In the best possible way.
Yes. Did you use the cards as kind of a cheat?
I do, for those, like we were talking about, those middle scenes.
Yeah.
I use them for helping with the middle scenes. Like in the first book, the Beast Within, they come out of a cave and they're running through the forest, and they come across this horrifying hulking figure because they get lost because the forest changes. Well, that horrifying hulking figure that's the card I drew. So it helps too. Like I said, the book is as if I were playing the game, so I wanted it to incorporate the game into it.
Right. Well, let's take a look at the current campaign, Chris.
Sure.
You'll have to do the scrolling here because I have no control.
Yeah.
So we're currently at $2,824 of a $2,000 funding goal, but let's not let that stop you from contributing in backing this project and getting this product because there's more to it. Take us on through.
Yeah, if you know me, the more I get, the more you get, because you know that's just the way I do it.
Ooh, well
I
said.
like to give as much as I possibly can, and if I have enough to give you something awesome, I will. Speaking of which, people were asking for a box, right? Because like the director's cut box, that's not being made anymore. So they were saying, "Can you give us a box?" So sure enough, I was able to find one as an add-on that we could put in. So we have that, and of course, that's going to come with the full set. So you're already going to have the box with it. You don't got to worry about it. But this one's going to have 12 different locations, villains, and 31 different characters if you get the whole thing. And what I did is I took the idea of DLC, like from video games and stuff, because I love video games. And so I made this instead of needing to buy the giant thing, you can get smaller and smaller packs for it.
Okay.
So for instance,
well, wait, I got to ask you a question. What does VLC stand for?
Villains, locations, and characters.
Okay. All right. There we go. So the VLC campaign is an expansion.
Yeah, it's a reprint of the director's cut. So if you have the director's cut, the only thing new that you're going to need is the Pumpkin Fiend. He is a brand new villain. Nobody has him yet except me. And we do have a Pumpkin Fiend only tier. So if that's the only thing you need, congratulations. There you go. We got you covered. All right.
There you hey.
I try.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So the Pumpkin Fiend only is like $13. What comes with that?
Good question. You are good at this. Jeez. That is awesome. You are good at this.
It's my job, man. It's what I do.
So every villain comes with a villain mat, which tells you any special setup or any special rules that you need in order to play that villain. Because the base game is real simple. You get 2 actions, you move and you encounter. So you'll move to a location and you can encounter or turn over the card and do what it says. But the villains are going to change how you interact with the town and how they interact with the town. Okay. So each villain has their own mat, and they have their own 24 card deck that is obviously themed to them. This one also is going to come with 3 characters and a set of 6 fire tokens that are lit and not lit sides. Because if he ever goes into a place where there's fire, he gets hurt because he wants to work in the shadows. So if you manage to light a fire to keep everybody safe, anywhere he goes, he's taking damage for it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And it's really, really easy to set up. Honestly, it takes me longer to explain it than it does to do it. Because what you do is you pick 6 locations. Any 6 you want, I don't care unless there are specific villains that require certain locations. Like the slasher has to be at the cabins.
Right.
So you have to have that one there. Or if you were doing the Dream Demon or Freddy Krueger guy, he needs the residential neighborhood. So that one would have.
All right, we got to address this. It's a burning question. Darren, would you like to address this?
No, I'm fine. Weird this week. Sorry.
He refused to be on camera because he doesn't have bed head like people with hair. He has bed face.
Bed face, yes. And honestly, this show isn't about me today. I'm just helping out. So I thought I'd stay off camera.
What he's saying.
I did send you the friend request.
The beard is angry. The beard is angry today. Angry beard. All right, but yeah. Anyway, Carrie loves to see the guys. Darren, and she thinks your beard is just the bee's knees. So I wanted to address that because Carrie will fuss if you don't address it.
If you had me on top, we could do it a descending order of beard growth, where like I can't get one, and then you get hit. So
my beard when I first grew it out was pale blonde because I was a blonde when I had hair, and then it went white. So it's like there's no real change other than a little bit of a tint. So here's what I figured. If I just smoke enough, I'll get that nicotine stain in the white and it'll look blonde again.
Or you'll get that dog pee on snow look.
There's that.
Wait, have I ever thought about what, Chris?
Full Santa, like the giant.
I've tried, man. Darren's beard is magnificent. All right. It's this big beast hanging under his chin. I have tried, and I get so annoyed with it that I just I buzz it all off. All right, so moving right, getting off the beards, moving along.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here?
Sure, this is just the basic setup. Go ahead.
Okay.
It takes a special kind of brain, I think, a brain that I don't have to come up with a game like this. Bravo to you for this.
Thanks. And I'll say this too. Chris was kind enough to send a big sample kit here to the house, and my stepdaughter and her friends play tested all of this stuff, and they had a ball. So I know it's good. It's good stuff. All right, what else are we looking at? Let's go.
Sure. Like I said, you just set out your 6 locations, put out the decks that go along with them, and this is the player starting area. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. Depends on the villain and all that. And then pick a character, which is going to be the absolute tropes for every horror movie, like the stoner, the bad boy, the jock, the hottie, everyone.
You got to have all the people from the original Friday the 13th to get killed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I have in total 72 different characters in this game. So, and what's nice is when you die, you don't die. That character dies. Somebody else just moves into town, so you pick up a new character and keep going.
So let me ask this, though. 72 characters. Do they fall into those archetypes, though? The jock, the nerd, the hottie?
They're named that, yep.
Yeah, okay, all right.
The nerd is named the nerd because I want you to be able to be
Look at me knowing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then we have each one of the different villains comes with their preferred location as best as I could match them up, as well as a set of characters in those convenient little packs. That's the body snatchers come with the church, cannibal rednecks come at the farm, the carnival's in the swamp. The contagion goes with the general store. Okay. Yeah, the contagion's pretty neat. Yeah, it drives you insane, and you got to go through each location you have trying to find special cards in order to find the cure for it.
Okay.
The Dream Demon, Freddy wants to build his song, and well, not Freddy, but you get the idea. Yeah. He wants to build his song, so there's 5 pieces of the song in the deck, and it's your job to bring him out of the dream world into the real world, so you can kill him. Plus, his thing is you can also set traps, just like Nancy did in the first movie. You can set up traps throughout the town, so if he ever goes to somewhere while he's in the real world and there's a trap, he also takes extra damage for that.
Right on. Okay.
Yep. Headless Horseman. There were a list of suspects and a list of crimes. One of these suspects summoned the Horseman, and it's your job to solve the crimes in order to figure out who did it.
Okay. Nice.
We talked about the Pumpkin Fiend already. Comes with the House on Haunted Hill. Or if you want to get him only, you can get him all by himself.
Okay.
But yeah, so he's out stalking and trying to kill as many allies as he can because somebody summoned him, and it's up to you to figure out who. Now the Ripper is really different because it's what they call a hidden role game, where one of you may, not always, but may be the Ripper. And it's the other people's job to find out who it is.
Yeah, what's the video game? Is it Among Us? There's a video game called Among Us where somebody is the murderer and you have to get rid of them. Okay.
Now I am probably the 3rd cousin of Satan. So what I did is I have in here Jack the Ripper's hat. And Jack's hat, when that card is played as part of the villain cards, which the villain is we call it an automata, AI driven. It's the game plays. Okay. But anyway, when the hat comes out, you take all of those roll cards that were out, shuffle them up, and redeal them because Jack just bounced bodies. Ooh. So whoever you thought it was a minute ago may not be that person.
Nice.
Serial killer is my Dexter, John Wayne Gacy, every serial killer you can think of. It's come to town and it wants you to try to find him. Are you good enough to catch me? If not, why did I even bother with you?
Right.
So the serial killer will leave clues. It's up to you to, investigate.
Nice.
And the slasher is just gonna stalk the town and kill you. It is our most high attack, deadly kind of character. She's just gonna murder you.
There's some
and naturally she
some
comes with
slashing going on here, I would imagine.
Exactly. And it's the same picture on the front cover of the book and everything. It's
nice
because I wanted it to all feel like it was a part of something. And this one comes with the hottie, the former victim, and the old man.
Okay, all right.
Then the zombie horde. See, the zombie horde, what they do is they start at. It's the only one where a location must be in the first spot. You know how we had all 6 of them? Because the cemetery starts in the first spot, and every zombie spawns on the cemetery. And then the cards tell you how they move and stalk through the town. And then when they get to the end of town, they start destroying until there's no town left. Your job is to use your gun, what I call a bullet disc. It's a little wooden disc that goes on the first mat, and you flick it across, and it lands in this shuffleboard-like grid. So you're shooting at the target to shoot how many zombies you can get.
Nice.
and like I said, it is every different kind of game you could want on one set. I mean,
this is mind melting.
And the full set, 10% off. You get all of them. And yes, it'll come with the box, tokens, dice, everything. If you want to be a character, we have 3 character spots. You only need D6s for this too, which is real nice. I tried to make, like I said, easy as possible.
Keep it simple. Yeah.
Fur baby. Just like me. But you can become a character. We've had quite a bit of people doing that. And if you wanted to get everything from the old games to the RPG to the new stuff, there it is.
The all-in is $360. That's everything.
Everything.
Now, does that include
you're not going to be missing anything.
If you add an add-on at some point? If
it's
I'm
going to go in there.
I'm good. All right.
You're good. You don't have to worry about a thing.
Fantastic.
Yep. And let's see. So yeah, we got a bunch of videos of people, that played it. And I even say here, if you do an add-on for all the VLC content is add-ons, but if you wanted to get my older games, we do have them here as well. Like we said, Gods of Metal, again, videos of people reviewing it.
Yeah.
Eternal Vigilance is its expansion. There's the RPG, which, hey, look at that. And then Gone Hunting PA edition. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then how to play Gone Hunting. And then,
I think that's neat too, because you can have editions for different regions of where it is you're hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can see this going to the Himalayas.
Yep.
You're going to the Serengeti, Alaska, wherever, awesome.
Yeah, that is actually our well, no, I almost lied to you, and I don't like to do that. My next expansion for Gone Hunting is Trapping and Predator. So it's going to be a mini expansion, but you're going to get coyotes, fur-bearing animals, a 22 hunting, trapping licenses, that kind of a thing.
Right.
And right now there's only mountains, fields, and lakes. I'm sorry, forests, fields, and lakes in the game. When I do the Alaska one, like you mentioned, we're going to add mountains. So that's going to add even further, more terrain, more variety to it. And then, of course, Kodiaks, black bears, grizzlies.
Yeah, man.
All the big stuff, because it's Alaska.
I've heard tell. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about this, but I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but moose are big.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they will destroy a car and not even care about it. Like, you could hit them and they're like, not even.
I've eaten elk. I haven't eaten moose yet, but I'm game to try it if someone wants to kill it. But I'm not going looking for that thing. They are a horror show walking.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I would love to get out and get one. It's just you have to be in a lottery from where I'm at to go out and get an elk and everything, and the odds are real small. But that doesn't mean I don't try.
Yep. All right, we're going to take a little break here while everybody has an opportunity to stretch, take a leak, refill your coffee, and take a look at a commercial from a friend of ours. Darren, if you could play that for us.
Lieutenant Rogers, this is a time-sensitive critical mission. You must precede the Nazi force and secure the artifact, then get to the extraction point before they arrive. Failure to do so will result in being hopelessly outnumbered.
It's time we take the fight to them.
The latest news we have of the Allied invasion of northwestern France is still an escalation from the Associated
For fulfilling his high objective.
The crisis along the whole North African coastline, the Allies can strike simultaneously.
And we're back. Darren, before I forget to ask you, what is the Easter egg in the license plate of the semi?
John Dillard put his name in it. It's the license plate. Oh, the license plate. Okay, so that was interesting because it looks like it's supposed to mean something, but that's kind of John trolling. It doesn't really stand for anything. It just he used some letters in Bigfoot, but just enough to get people talking about it. But there's nothing actually there.
Okay, all right, okay. I was like, what am I missing? What am I missing? I don't get it. Hey, if you've stayed with us this long, then you're in for a treat because it's time for us to do the meme review.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring this up here. Let's bring this up. Here we go. So now, I'm not sure if you guys know, but Snow White hasn't done all that well at the theaters. But we had some alternative casting that might have saved them. So let's just we'll bring that. Hey, Glenn Fleming, good to see you, buddy. Yeah. So Snow White, appropriate.
I'm tired of these motherfucking dwarfs on this motherfucking.
Snow White just needed more tacos and machetes.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get off of Snow White. Let's move along here. He started believing things I knew weren't true. At first, I thought it was Alzheimer's. Then I realized he was watching CNN. Oh, my goodness. When a man says he'll do anything for a woman, ladies, he means fight bad guys and kill dragons, not vacuum or wash dishes. Get with it.
I know, right?
Just, as soon as you wrap your brain around this.
And if I say I'm going to do something, don't bother me every 6 months about it.
That's exactly right. Disney has been awarded a defense contract after producing more bombs than Lockheed Martin. Sorry about your TDS. Get well soon. The Trump kitties. It's a republic limited by Constitution, protects individual rights, doesn't allow mob rule. It's not a democracy. Okay. Next time you hear someone say you're attacking mud democracy, you remind them we're not a mob. We're a republic. The original retard, the Netflix remake. Da, da, da. Oh my God, that's just too funny. And she's got look at old Crockett over here. Her right eye is kind of drifting hard to starboard.
Mm-hmm.
One eye's looking at me, one eye's looking somewhere else. I don't know what's going on there. Just one more thing. If the January 6th defendants were the criminals, why did Biden pardon the investigative committee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That got me too.
Now, Darren, I know you live over in the Great White North. But we have a phenomenon down here.
Oh yeah. I like this one.
Yes, the pollen is quite the thing down here. As a matter of fact, on the break, I had to go take a Zyrtec because at least once a day, the pollen gets me.
Mm-hmm.
I have no interest in who built that drain system. I want to know who built the damn fence.
Right?
Look at that.
Yeah, that is.
Whoever built that fence, I want them to build my house.
It's got to be deep too.
Yeah. Last year marked 200 years since Karl Marx was born. Here's a list of the top 5 nations where his ideas brought prosperity. 911 dispatcher, what happened to him? Wife, I told him he was right and it was all my fault. I think my wife told me I was right not long ago, and I walked around the house the rest of the day on pins and needles waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's spooky.
Mm-hmm. It's proof you're living in another dimension.
I am fully convinced that AOC would chase a laser pointer.
Mm-hmm.
I just like that. People with severe mental problems forgot about climate change and started attacking electric cars.
Yeah.
I'll just let that hang there for a second. Yep, that's the left. Moving on. Queers for Palestine. Chickens for KFC. You see what I did there, guys? You see what I did? That's it's a simile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of them saying Trump is inappropriate. Ted Kennedy left a woman to die in a river. Bill Clinton had weird sex in the Oval Office with a barely legal intern. Obama ran guns to Mexican drug lords and gave billions to terrorist states. Biden made creepy and sexy comments publicly and fondles women.
And children.
Yes. Sniff, sniff. Hillary Clinton endangered Americans, released classified intel, wiped her illegal server, destroyed mobile devices, left 4 Americans to die in Benghazi, and lied about it being caused by some stupid video, sold nuclear materials to our enemies, and took money from terrorist-producing countries. John Edwards was indicted for using campaign funds to hide his mistress. I can't even pronounce this guy's name.
Rod Blagojevich.
Okay.
Rod Blagojevich. Yes.
Is in prison for trying to sell Obama's Senate seat, and Anthony Weiner, well, we all know. So the next time they want to tell you about Trump being inappropriate.
Yeah.
Carlos Danger.
That was his name online.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Swalwell wasn't on there.
Right?
Yeah. This. Yeah.
This.
If you're not buying today, something's wrong.
Right.
You know, the market's in a free fall. No, it's not. Do you not remember the Biden years where it was in the dumps and then it skyrockets because it takes a little dip, you get in a panic? Get out of here.
And look at the look at the months and years right before that dip.
Yep.
Look what it was doing. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, I had one of those when I was younger.
The license plate, boys. The license plate.
It is the truth. It is the truth.
If
Our
you
door
know,
fell off.
You know.
Yes. We were driving down the road and our door fell off. You had to worry about getting hit in the back end because there was no fire protection. It would just spew gas all over. Yeah, it was great.
Yep.
So you got one of the early models that didn't have the rubber gasoline bladder.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
And my buddy had the station wagon. And I remember we went on a really long trip one time, hours and hours of interstate driving. And there were 3 of us in the car. Well, there's no back seat. It was just laid down, so it was just open back there, and we took turns. And I remember being back there thinking, this is as close as I've ever come to jumping out of a plane without a parachute.
Mm-hmm.
Just like to point out that the Pacer and the Gremlin never had that problem.
Pacer too. Yep.
When your son asks why he has to study, show him this photo. When your daughter asks why she has to study, show her this photo.
Mm-hmm.
When you leave your TV on CNN all day and it finally jumps to its death. Oh, if Trump becomes president again in 2024, it will be the final death blow to what remains of the global order. I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message. Yes, we're opposed to the world order. This is America. We're not for the world order. Donald Trump is going to destroy democracy. I really hope he does. Democracy is what North Korea is. We're a constitutional republic. You know, we just said this. Why do they have terrorists against us when we fund them? The goose kills. Why? Why? Why do we fund them, motherfucker? One thing the pandemic has taught us is that if America is ever attacked by actual invaders, the Democrats will join the enemy. Absolutely true. I wouldn't say Democrats. I would say the left.
Yeah, far. Yeah.
There's not much of a distinction there, but there are a few Democrats left that aren't totally insane. Hey, the coexist people are burning shit again.
I remember that friggin' bumper sticker.
Yeah.
That was gone. They all disappeared in 2016 when Trump got elected, though.
Yeah.
People scraped him. Yeah, go ahead.
The C doesn't really want to have anything to do with the rest of those up there. Just saying.
Right. Yeah.
Me going into Starbucks to misgender the staff. That's just mean.
I'm not saying I haven't done it.
You know the saying, third time is the charm? Shut up, I'm trying to sleep. Germany lost twice. They're rearming now. Third time's the charm, maybe. Come at me, fascist. I'll F you up. I'm effing jacked. Stephen forgets that he isn't on the internet.
That's an old meme. I've never seen that in a time ago.
It is.
I've only had that happen once. Where a guy came up to me like that, and I'm a big fat guy. Don't get me wrong, but he's going on, and he just lifts up his shirt and he goes, "Look at how jacked I am!" Wham! One shot in the stomach. He's laying on the ground crying, and I just walk in laughing.
Yeah,
you're not on the internet, bud.
Hey, welcome to real life where nobody cares if you're offended and your feelings don't matter. They don't matter. All right, knock it off. You look stupid. One guy was responsible for the deaths of 80 million people, attempted to exterminate an entire race and take over the world. The other guy lowered your taxes and hurt your fee-fees. Shut up.
Fee-fees. Don't say fee-fees again.
Is freedom more important than safety? Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So I love this. Fries, chips, airplane, aeroplane, subway, underground, memes, 2 years in jail.
Yeah.
God, I feel so sorry, Carrie. Carrie, what is going on in the UK?
It's insane over there, according to what I'm seeing.
I think they said 30,000 people were arrested or investigated in a year just for memes and stuff.
Yes. You see, what you posted caused someone anxiety. So?
Wait till you see what I do in real life.
Yeah, thank God for the First Amendment, man. Arming school staff, teachers, librarians. Quiet, please. Dad, I think I'm a girl. Well, you're not. Thanks, Dad. See how easy that was? Feminists, men are trash. Women are equal to men. Ah, it's quite the dilemma. Oh my goodness. Patriarchy, the proven way to raise high quality children. Gotta love it. Oh, that one doesn't want to show. You are the carbon they want to reduce. And don't you forget it.
You know, that one that didn't show was probably the best one in the bunch.
It probably was. By the
That's
way, I
the
didn't
way
have
to go.
time to include one, but you know, this whole thing about they've cloned dire wolves. Did you not see Jurassic Park?
It's not even a
People-
clone of a dire wolf. It's yeah.
I don't care.
But
I
I know-
saw Jurassic Park. I know at
Right.
first it's ooh and ah, then later they're screaming and running and chewing. No.
Right. Well, Dr. Ian Malcolm, his line from the movie, I can paraphrase it for dire wolves. He goes, "This isn't a species that was obliterated by deforestation or the building of a dam. Dire wolves had their shot, and nature selected them for extinction." Yeah.
Exactly right.
But they are worth 200 experience points.
What's the main difference between Kyle Rittenhouse and Anthony Fauci? Kyle's shots are proven effective. Just so you know. Proven. If a meme is dank, a man is not only right to steal it, he is obligated to do so. So said Thomas Jefferson, and he was right. So we take pride in stealing and picking only the freshest memes for our crop here. All of a sudden, the people that couldn't afford to pay back their own student loans are suddenly experts in tariffs in the economy. I call those people fucktards. I hate this guy. I still say he did it. Keep the hoax alive. The juicy Smollett of Capitol Hill, Adam Schiff.
Schiff.
And now for this week's spicy meme of the week. After a full day of spray painting swastikas on Teslas, Adolf Himmler.
Oh my!
Just about says it all.
This has been another exciting episode of Meme Review. Oh my God. I found some BS comparison. No, I didn't. It's absolutely true. Like, you guys call cookies biscuits, and that's just wrong. A biscuit, you open it up and it's steamy and flaky, and you put gravy on it, or you put sausage, egg, and cheese, and you nom it down. You guys get a cookie and call it a biscuit.
I want to know why the Brits add an extra syllable to aluminum.
Aluminium.
Aluminium. Yes. That's yeah.
I don't know. Here's what I do know, though. Beans on toast is not food, period. Now, that's not really that big of an insult to Glenn and to Carrie, both over in the UK, because I love my UK people. But Carrie puts corn and tuna on pizza. What?
I don't want to hear anything about pineapple ever again.
Yeah. You've lost the right to complain about pineapple on pizza if you put corn and tuna and prawns. What is the difference, Carrie, between a cookie and a biscuit in England? Because I already know the difference. I've asked several Brits. A cookie has stuff in it, like chocolate chips. If you take the chocolate chips out of the cookie, it becomes a biscuit. That's just no. That's just no. Now, they have scones or scones. Oh, absolutely. I eat a banana sandwich. Absolutely.
What?
A banana sandwich.
Biscuit.
Biscuits. That's a biscuit. Now, they have scones, right? And one of my buddies that's in the narrowboat community over in the UK, he sent me his wife's recipe for homemade scones. I'm like, cool, I get to try these. So I take the recipe to my wife and I say, can you make these? And she looks at it. She said, yeah, these are just biscuits with sugar in them. So, I mean, you know, and let's see, they call French fries or chips.
Mm-hmm.
and chips are crisps.
Yep.
I mean, I get it; they're crispy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they call shrimps prawns.
Yeah, prawns. Is there a difference though between a prawn and a shrimp? Because
Officially there is. Yeah, prawns are bigger than shrimp.
Are they? Okay, all right,
Yeah,
fair
yeah.
enough.
So a jumbo shrimp would be considered a prawn over there.
Yeah, we just call them a jumbo shrimp, and I eat a lot of them because I like them. But why eat shrimp when you can just have one big lobster? Same taste.
Less work.
Less work. No one says crisps that way because they're not pronouncing the.
How else can we offend her culture today? Let's see.
It's not what I'm trying to do. Again, I've told this story before, but it's a true story. Right before the lockdowns happened, I was well on my way to selling my house and my vehicles, buying a narrowboat, and going to live on the canals in England. Because that's just the dream life, putzing around at 3 miles an hour. Because they're solid steel, I could climb up on the roof, set up my easel, paint the different scenery, move down the canal, do another. Oh, what a great life that would be. So I was all about it. But then the great lockdown happened, and then the life happened. And so now I'm stuck in Georgia.
I will tell you one thing that the Brits do that I wish we would do over here, and that's how they pronounce the letter Z over here as Z. I think that's good because we have too many letters in our alphabet that end in an E sound, and Z, I think that's a good idea.
Well, I mean, I could almost agree with that, but I was literally, when I was on active duty, someone pronounced Z as Z next to me, and out of reflex, I just punched him in the mouth.
Why, you thought they were calling you a name or something?
No, it was just so stupid. Never mind the Chevrolet brought out the digger. Yeah, a stovetop, a range, it's a cooker, or it's a 4-burner hob. A hob? Are you serious right now with that? The loo, the dunny. You mean the shitter? But that's a whole different topic. I like to jump on Hinge channel and have a go at my UK friends. But the funny part is the ones in the UK that are from the northern part of the country argue with the ones from the south. They don't even agree on stuff. So we can be forgiven.
Of course, look, I'm gonna ask a question. Is it soda or pop? Exactly.
Let me answer that. When I was a kid, every fizzy drink was called Coke. It was a Coke. I went to soda when I joined the Navy, and I'm out in San Diego for a couple of years, or not San Diego, but started in San Diego, but stayed in California for a couple of years. And everything out there was called soda. So that just kind of stuck with me. Well, I come back here to the East Coast, and it has spread. Now, mind you, I went to military bases, so I think that's where it came from. Soda.
Yeah, and where I grew up, it's pop.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and where I live,
I've got to get a pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said it that way, was because down south it's usually a Coke. Everything is a Coke.
Yep. Yeah, it was funny if you think about it. You order it at the window. What do you want to drink with that Coke? What kind? Dr. Pepper?
Yep.
Yeah, grab a pop and a brat. That's
Yeah. Hi, Christy.
I was taking my kid up to MIT because he was interviewing for there, and the funniest thing I think I'd ever seen in my life was a homeless person. And I know you wouldn't expect me to say that, but it was because they had a sign that said "Hungry, vegan food only."
Oh my God! Then you're not hungry.
You're not hungry enough.
You are not hungry.
Yeah.
Christy, I shot you the link if you want to jump on for the last half hour. I'd love to have you. Poor Christy had to go to the land of armpits, foot, ass, and weed, otherwise known as the DVD BO clinic. And I'm glad you survived the encounter, Christy. Hold on, there we go. I was scared I was about to crash.
Dear.
That got weird. So yeah, I forgot what the hell we were talking about. Soda pop.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. The first time I ever heard the term slider for a burger was in the Navy. They call them sliders.
Right.
And now out here in the civilian world, a small hamburger is a slider. Hi, Christy.
Hold on. I gotta do this.
Oops. Tell me why I don't like Mondays. Tell me why I don't like Mondays.
She doesn't get a damn intro. Screw it.
I got confused for a second because I still had my YouTube playing.
Well, how did it go in the DMV?
Oh my God. So let's see, 3 hours of my life and
That you'll
between
never
gas,
get back.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to show you my prize though. Here's my prize.
Ooh, a one-trip permit.
I'm taking my Mazda to Utah to register it in Utah because they don't require smog checks because I have an oxygen sensor that makes my check engine light be on, and it's a $1,700 repair. The car runs fine. I'm like, fuck this. I'm taking it to Utah and registering it there, and then I can drive it again.
California is so screwed. Look, let me tell you how you register a car in Georgia, which I wholeheartedly approve of. They'll say, will it crank? Yep. All right, you're good. Stamp.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that with all my cars.
Yep.
Like, plus, you know, I'm not giving at any point I can subvert California and not give them any money, I will.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
Anyway, but I survived. Hi, Chris. Oh, yeah, I was thinking because I knew you were going to be the guest too. I'm like, I literally did my IRL Slaughterville. Going to, because it's like crackhead. So luckily it is, you know, of course it's 30 minutes to my closest DMV, and that's the city that's closest to me. And it just makes me feel so blessed to be where I am in California, because it's wonderful where I am.
Yeah,
I drive 30 minutes. Woo, crackheads galore.
Yeah, you're never more than an hour away from a hellhole in California.
Now, is it turning that way across the United States? Or is it more like 3 hours away from a hellhole?
Well, I know that Atlanta is a hellhole. I do not go inside the I-285 perimeter for nothing. Like if my beloved had called me and said, I broke down inside the perimeter, I'm like, well, I'll miss you.
What you're saying is Christmas is cheaper this year. Thank you.
Yeah, it's bad stuff there. And I'm sure every state has horrible places. Now, having said that, though, if you look at a map of like Nebraska, or there's a couple of states that not a single county voted blue. And they're, of course, in the Midwest. And I'm like, I bet those are great places to live.
Probably.
With Tornado Alley shifting, you know.
Yeah, it's here now where I live, so I'm going to scooch out from under it. So let me see. What is this? Oh, that's a nothing. All right. Let me go see what this dog is barking about. Christy, tell everybody that one joke you know. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Hey, how was the meme review today, guys?
It was all right.
It's pretty good. Yeah. We had one that didn't work, and we're thinking that's probably what was going to be the best one. So he brought it up, and it wouldn't display. So we just moved on. But
well, Darren, I got to thank you for stepping up and producing the show today at the last minute. Were you going to hang out anyway?
I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I had Doc in my little area of the internet, and he said, "Okay, so you know, Christy's unavailable, and so is Tanner. Do you want to do it?" And then Doc, you know, gave me those puppy dog eyes of his, you know,
guilt
and
trips,
his Disney eyes, you know, his Avatar eyes, and I said, "Okay," and he goes, "Yeah." And then I said, "You know," and then of course, yeah. Then he needed encouragement. I'm like, don't put on yourself, Doc. You know, you're really talented. And Doc goes, really talented? Yeah.
That sounds just like him.
Yes, it does.
I have no idea what kind of lies this man is telling right now. But I want to thank Darren for stepping up to produce the show, because when everything goes frozen on my end, it's a nightmare, and I hate it. And Chris, you're the expert. I'm going to have to consult with you to figure out what's doing this. Darren and I have the theory that StreamYard just hates Mozilla.
Yeah.
I don't use it with Mozilla anymore. And I know you hate Chrome, so
I despise Chrome.
I'm on Mozilla.
Okay, well, there goes that theory.
There goes that theory. All right. So thank you so much for coming here, and
thank you for destroying all my hopes and dreams.
Yes. Thank you for the
It's my
contribution.
womanly duty. I need to demasculate you guys at any chance I get.
Well, you're not wrong. Yes. That does seem to be.
You usually pay extra.
All right. So normally, the surest sign of a really good show here on Doc's Coffee Shop is if before the show we're backstage bitching about not wanting to do the show. Right? That didn't happen today, Christy.
You wanted to do the show?
Well, I was in a good mood. I'll put it that way. I never want to do the show.
Oh,
hello,
gosh,
Scarlett.
I don't know if you want to discuss, because I was not available to watch your live read, what you did. And then when I asked you how it went, you went, I
haven't done a live read.
You haven't done it?
No, we're planning on doing a live read after we shut down the campaign. So yes, you will be included. You will be all the female voices. There's only 2. So.
I see Carol, Carrie, and Scarlett all in here. Can't we get one of them?
Scarlett couldn't do, with that southern accent of hers, there's not a chance in hell she could pull it off. Sorry. Hey, hun, she even types with an accent. So Christy, you need to kind of have a Marilyn Monroe voice, and then you got to have a feisty little old lady voice.
Oh, I like feisty old lady. I think I could do that.
You can handle that. Can you handle the sultry femme fatale?
I don't know if I could, actually, because, when we do voiceovers for our own Flip City stuff, it's all cartoon voices.
Yeah,
so I like doing that,
Well,
not serious.
I thought about getting Chris to do the femme fatale, because, he's got... Right on cue. Good job. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that. Oh, I saw you making friends with Courtney at Scarlet Fever. Oh Lord, look, this is some of that side hustle drama that goes on that I never participate in. I don't know the characters and I don't want to. So I assume that means somebody was fighting. Scarlett, were you fighting with somebody? Here's what I know: don't fight with Southern chicks. You will underestimate the power of Maybelline, and they will whoop that ass.
Mm-hmm.
Never underestimate the power of Maybelline.
When they pull out the bless your heart, then it's just time to walk away. Just walk away.
I'm telling you, somebody tried gaslighting me in a chat when they told me bless your heart. And I'm like, I know what that means. They're like, oh, it can mean 2 things. I'm like, you fucking Southern backbiting liar. That's the other thing Southerners are good at, backbiting.
I don't know about all that. I mean, just because we started a war with our own country, I don't want to hear that shit. In fairness, I didn't fight in that war, y'all. I'm just saying. Scarlett says I did nothing. I was going to drop the link in the chat, but I'm afraid people would pop in.
That's why I don't have a welcome mat in front of my door.
Because I don't like to lie. I don't like to lie to people. You guys, if you get the opportunity, get over to Kickstarter and give what's the actual name of the campaign?
The Slaughterville VLC.
Slaughterville VLC. Get over, give it a look, maybe drop a little change on it, have a good time.
Looking
See if
good,
I can
Chris.
put it here.
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh nope, I can't post. I'll just put it in the private because I like throwing things in privates.
Yeah, we'll drop it in the chat for you. Why don't
He
you
was
have a-
58 there. Oh Lord.
Oh, you stop it. You made me forget what I was going to say. Damn it, man. All right, let me drop that link for you, buddy. Why don't you have a wrench?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a wrench on my channel. Do you have YouTube open?
Let me do it 1 second. Use McTubes. And then I type in Doc, because that usually brings you right up. There you are. And there we are.
Type something.
Special guest, the retard.
You guys, I have an exciting thing I'm doing, probably starting this evening. My volume 23s are landing on my porch today. So fulfillment. 2 days of fulfillment, baby.
You're going to live. You're live streaming your fulfillment, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. We just have to figure out the setup, because what I want to do is be able to see the chat on my big screen TV. So I have to figure out how to like connect that all together.
Well, there you go. If you just run YouTube up there and mute it, there's an option on, at least on my TV, it's a Roku TV. It'll enable chat, and you'll see the chat scrolling.
Okay. One thing though, I am not sure because, fulfillment's kind of boring. So what I'd like to do is run. Well, I'd like to show our process because I'm kind of proud of it. We have it down, to go as fast as possible. And it's kind of impressive with our subscription list, how many things we're mailing out. So what I want to do is I'd like to run like a Spotify playlist. And in that case, I can't run it on YouTube. So I might only do it on alt platforms.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Chris, you do have a wrench, so you can drop all the links you like.
All right.
I thought you did. You have to go out of your way to not have a wrench on in my chat.
I guess because it says Laughing Rogue here instead of my name. That must be why it's.
Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. Chris, you're doing better with your campaign that launched a couple of days ago than I've done with Damn Dirty Thing that's been up for a year now. So I hate you.
Thank you.
I will acknowledge, however, my Achilles heel when it comes to this stuff is there's 3 things you have to do to be successful. You have to make art. It needs to be prolific and proficient. You have to show it to people, and then you have to stand behind your product, right? Be nice, be a good person. Well, number 2, I suck at. I will shill for other people all day long. And then when it's time to show for me, I go, yeah, there's my campaign. You can put, if you want it, is whatever. Because I suck at it. I get self-conscious.
Doc, if I may, pick a bone on Kitty's behalf over on Twitter. So she did a nice little promo for you that said, I back Damn Dirty Thing and you can too, had a link and everything.
Where did she go?
I didn't do it. I didn't do
it either.
She's completely gone. She's not in the backstage room.
She backed my campaign and got vaporized for it. There you go, boys and girls.
So much for Mozilla.
There she is.
Did you kick me?
No. She backed the campaign and got vaporized.
Yeah. Anyway, you didn't retweet that. It was a promotion for you. You didn't retweet it.
I'm sorry.
And Kitty's mind was fucking blown. Like,
I'm so sorry.
It was literally the Flip City Magazine mascot shilling for you, and she couldn't get a retweet.
I don't even know what that means, though. I don't know. I don't know how to tweet, let alone retweet. But I retweet myself.
Anyway, so bone sufficiently picked.
Okay. All I can say is I don't know how. I don't know what that means.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Okay, great, because I really did break it down. There's this little circle-ish thing with 2 arrows going in a circle. click that button, and it'll bring up a thing that says retweet, and then you click that button.
It does not say retweet.
It says quote retweet or retweet.
No, it
What
says
would have been
it
even
says
cooler is
it
for
says-
you to quote retweet and say something nice back to Kitty. Like,
It now-
oh, Kitty, you're awesome.
It now says repost, and I still didn't know. I didn't know. I know the little heart button. You know, oh, I like this. Yay. I thought that was all there's. Yay. What the fuck do I know? Oh my gosh. Oh, what's this,
But
Chris?
speaking of promoting, yeah, I wonder who did this.
Oh,
and
look
this
at
one.
there. Look at
This
there.
This is for my upcoming game, Scene of the Crime, which is a noir detective game where, if you've ever played L.A. Noire, the video game, it's kind of like that, but with a board game where you're going to have tons of evidence, questions, randomized, and you're actually asking the people, like the suspects in the game, you know, where were you on the night of August the 14th?
Chris, how about I forgot I did these. So that's the mild-mannered reporter.
Yep.
And
Trying
then
to
we
find there it is. There's the art folder. And then I like Dropbox. There's new art. That's the doc stuff. Ding, 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 ding. And that was in my head the whole time.
Do. Yeah, he made me draw a building. I hate drawing buildings.
The building looks really great, though.
Is that why your comic is noir? Because it's always at night. You don't have to draw a building.
Yes, that's exactly it. My other least favorite thing to draw, cars.
Yep. I had a couple of them, I think.
Just ignore the grill, okay? We'll pretend that didn't happen.
But then it gave you an easy one when I needed a box.
Yeah. Me draw a box.
Yep.
This guy I should have redrawn because he looks like Beavis and Butthead had a love child.
The box of
flowers.
roses. Yep. Yeah, we got
our war hero.
Another building.
Yep.
And this smimey little.
Yep. Based heavily on Peter Lorre.
Oh yeah. But yeah, all good. That's coming out. The matchbook.
That was my favorite thing. That's just.
Yeah, this one is in the works. It's pretty complex.
That's Dottie's sister.
okay.
From A Damn Dirty Thing. Myrna.
And then the really hard notes. But then, you know.
That was fun. That is, I took one of my paintings and I took a photograph of it. I dropped the cityscape in behind it night and day.
Yep.
And put a park bench in it. But yeah, that's one of my paintings.
Very nice.
But yeah,
that's
I mean,
an actual phone that I have right here. Can't quite reach it.
Yeah, Doc, you have an identifiable style.
Mm-hmm.
I can totally tell that's all your hand.
It's just totally crappy art, you know.
But yeah, so that's coming.
That was where you were supposed to disagree with me, Christy.
Oh no, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. I love it.
I swear, I think he was on Bassmasters fishing for compliments that one.
Yeah, your sincerity was overwhelming. I love your art, whatever. Oh, Christy, Carrie says you should have had your glasses down the tip of your nose.
But you know,
while you were rebuking me,
that would have gotten me kicked for sure.
Nice. No, I would have kicked myself and run. Don't you do it. All right. Mm-hmm. So we're about to wrap up the show here, and I cannot sincerely thank Darren enough for stepping in to produce the show. Thank you, Darren.
Yes, thank you.
You're a good friend and a lifesaver. I appreciate you. Always glad to have the Laughing Rogue himself here on the show. Billy Powermax in the chat. He says, "Hello, my name is Billy Powermax." Chris, always glad to have you here. Anytime, the door's always open. The lovely Christy, what would we do without you?
Well, you did plenty without me today, so
I know I didn't want to point that out, but
hey, check me and Chris out tomorrow morning at what time is it?
11
a.m. Eastern.
11 Eastern for a Slaughterville Beast with it. Right.
And I'll be looking close to killing people. Yep.
Yep,
right.
yep. All right, that's going to do it for the podcast. It won't rust, busk like dust, kink, stink, turn pink, or rather, this means rainy season for 90 days. Your money gladly refunded. If we ain't got it, we'll get it. When we get it, we'll funk it, ram it, jam it, damn it, pack it up, and take it out in your car. Darren, play us out of here.
Sure.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm tired of talking to you.
And don't think it hasn't been a little slice of heaven, because it hasn't.